I do. How are we all this evening?
Tired.
Tired, yeah. I've just woke him up. Welcome to The Bearded Opinion. We're on episode something, I guess.
Episode something. Yeah.
Episode something.
This is December's episode.
It is. It's the end of 2018. No, this is November's episode. What are we on about? No, next one's the end.
Next one's, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
It's still at the end of fucking 2018.
Yeah, we are.
It's
It's nearly gone all year. I can't believe it's been a year, though. It's gone too quick.
The year's been pretty shit, though.
It has. As per you can gather if you listen to our news stories.
Yeah. But, to be fair, you know, every year's shit.
Yeah. Second you stop being a kid every year. Shit.
Same shit, different day.
Yeah.
Different year.
Yeah.
Different century. It doesn't matter about whereabouts you are. Life's problems pretty much stay the same.
Yeah.
But
Let's see if we can distract people from that for an hour with our bullshit.
For a little bit, maybe.
So, yeah, usual bullshit. Movies, games, news. Bullshit.
Metro.
We love you, Metro.
Just, you know, if we're just going to start doing vocal taglines to try and get fucking everything going. Yeah, we'll start off with films as usual, I think. Then we'll go into games and then we'll finish off with some news.
Just a heads up, this one might be a bit shorter than previous because we are recording two today. So
we are doing a double recording today. That's just for our own
sanity,
selfish needs to give ourselves a break.
Yeah, it gives us a couple of months off before
from stuff. Not me so much. I mean, I do this once a month. It's more him because he has a break over December.
I've done, mate. This is my last chunk before I get December and January off. Next thing I'll be recording will be a bearded opinion with you in January. It's magical, isn't it?
That's it. So, yeah, we'll start off with films. There's not a major amount of films coming out in December.
Well, early December. They all seem to be in the same week.
The film that would be out in early December that's going to be a relatively big one would be Mary Queen of Scots. Mainly because of the cast, which is you've got Margot Robbie, you've got David Tennant in there, and it's the story of, well, as you guessed it, Mary the Queen of Scots.
Yeah.
And it'll probably be one. It's not one I would watch.
No.
But it will be, if you like those sort of historical period dramas, you want to learn a bit about the British history, about how well, you know, England and Scotland have always got on.
Yeah.
Then, you know, yeah, it'll be
you know, except for his run in Doctor Who and when he did Harry Potter, David Tennant does a lot of these, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he does a lot of period dramas. He does a lot of voiceover stuff. Like he did a voiceover part for Just Cause 3.
Did he?
Yeah, he's the voice of Medici Radio. Which is funny because to begin with, you kind of pick out a little bit of David Tennant. Because the problem is with David Tennant, he's Scottish.
Yeah.
And if you hear David Tennant be David Tennant, he's very Scottish.
He's proper Scottish. Like...
But then when he's doing any sort of voice acting, he drops the Scottish completely.
Yeah.
You get this little twinge every now and then. It's like listening to Catherine Zeta-Jones. You know she's Welsh.
Yeah.
But it only really comes out when she's drunk.
Or when she's saying certain words. There's always that word, isn't there?
But no, yeah, but he's in that and he's the voice of it. And he always goes on about the fact, you know, he's being there held at gunpoint. He'd gone to Medici to, you know, study the culture or whatever else, and he'd been taken hostage and he's been the voice. But yeah, it's just those little things that he does that I think is really great. Like I said, I don't think it'd be one I watch, but it'll be a biggish film. Like that, if for a start off, it's got a 72% Metacritic score.
Yeah.
So
it might be one that I sort of, when it's out on VD and maybe even on Netflix, you know, when it gets demoted to Netflix, I might sort of
give it a little look.
Give it sort of an hour or half an hour, and if it's not piqued me interest,
I was going to say, if you're going to give it an hour, you've watched half the film.
I was going to, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'll give it half an hour, and if it's not sort of done anything that I go, ooh. By that point, I'll probably turn it off. But that's the beauty of Netflix.
Yeah.
£10 a month, you can watch whatever the fuck you want for the most part.
I mean, other than that, early December.
There's a horror called The Silence, but...
you've not really got anything.
No, which looks like a family surviving in a cave.
Um,
basically. Yeah. There's not really a lot. So let's just go on to the first film when it does come out that's good. He's reading. Oh, bugger me.
I'm just looking just to see
if anything
goes. I
goes.
was saying that Capernaum, that the story of that sounds.
Serving a 5-year prison sentence for a violent crime, a 12-year-old boy sues his parents for neglect.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that actually could be interesting.
I mean, it's a drama. I've not heard anything about
Neither
it.
have I.
I can't really tell you much more than what IMDb has said, but it has got 71 on Metacritic.
Yeah.
So it could be a good film. I mean, a lot of these cultured films, I'm going to call them, because that's what they are. It's showing you about a different sort of culture, and for that, it looks like it's focused on it looks like a black lad. From the photo.
Yeah.
So, there's going to be a lot of culture there as well, especially with this suing culture as well that seems to have spun out from nowhere, where everyone thinks that they've got a reason to claim for something.
I'm suing you. I don't know why, but I'm going to.
Yeah, so...
Good luck, I'll get fucking all.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know what it was going to be like, but it sounds like it could be.
It sounds
a
interesting.
relatively
Again,
alright
it's
film.
probably going to be one of them ones I'll wait for it to be on Netflix.
Next, you've got a Spider-Man film that is coming out, but it is an animated film. It's Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
It's coming out on December 14th.
Now, this I've seen
multiple
a lot of trailers for it. It does look quite good. I mean, to be fair, it looks like the Spider-Man cartoons of old.
Yeah, the 90s Peter Parker.
I mean, that's what I'm kind of waiting for. I mean, I've seen there's a lot of memes coming out from it as well.
Yeah.
Where people have seen little clips of it from here, there, and
made it
everywhere.
a meme already.
I made it a meme. One of my favourite is the fact that they're showing you different Spider-Men.
On what appears to be the back computer.
Yeah.
That's the only way I can describe it.
And Spider-Man sees that there is a cop, Spider-Man,
Yeah.
Spider Cop, and he is just overly excited that there's a Spider Cop existing.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it'll be one that I watch. I don't think it'll be one I'll be going to cinemas to watch.
No.
But it'll be one that I watch. Obviously, you've got Nick Cage in there, Lee Schreiber, and Haley Steinfeld, and she's becoming a relatively big name now.
Is she an up-and-comer then?
So... a relatively big cast. So, yeah, I'd be interested to
Lots
see.
of ones, basically, if you want to know the plot, Spider-Man meets lots of other Spider-Men and women and children and pigs and cops and all other manner of spider things, and
so
they stop a problem. And I'm telling you now, they're going to stop it because it's a superhero film and the good guy wins.
And not only that, it's an animated superhero film, which means that no one will die either.
No, probably not. And if there is a death, it'll definitely be off screen.
Yeah. But obviously, this Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse isn't focused on Peter Parker. This is actually focused on Miles Morales.
Yes, it is.
Which is good because it's time that they...
Well, they've been doing it in the comics for quite a while now.
But it's time
Miles got his screen time.
It's time Miles got some sort of screen time for it. Next, on the same day...
I actually wish that's the way the MCU had gone. That when they introduced Spider-Man, he was already there swinging around, and and then the Spider-Man more that Tony recruited was Miles, rather than the young Peter. It would have been cool, guys, but I mean, they've got so much planned for the MCU. I wouldn't be shocked if we didn't see Miles at some point.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Then you've got the next big Clint Eastwood directed film, The Mule.
Written by Clint Eastwood, starring Clint Eastwood, directed by Clint Eastwood, produced by Clint Eastwood.
But to be fair, that's not a majorly bad thing.
No.
Because Clint Eastwood is actually a really talented director.
He's a very talented man. I love it when people do that.
Write the theme tune.
Sing the theme tune.
No, but it's Clint Eastwood, Bradley Cooper, Michael Pena. It's going to be a big film. He always seems to, whenever he's doing a film, he's always, especially now, an old World War II veteran, an old war vet, Vietnam War vet. He did that in what was it, the Red Corvette or whatever
something
it was.
like that. Yeah. He's always he's the grizzled gnarled guy. But it's like that Jack Black video game that came out a few years ago, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
You know which one I mean?
Yeah.
The heavy metal one.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called.
No, neither.
Legends of Rock. Is that what it was called? No.
Maybe, I don't know. But it was written by Jack Black, starring Jack Black, where he plays Jack Black playing Jack Black.
But even then, that was a relatively good game, to be fair.
He plays Jack Black playing Jack Black,
to be
starring
fair,
Jack Black.
In terms of the RPG open world style that game was, that's the game I like.
I did like that game, actually.
And nowadays, modern RPG open world games they overcomplicate themselves for the simple fact that they think people want more complication to make the game seem better. And it's like 9 times out of 10, we want simplification because it's better.
Yeah.
Then you've got a film coming out called The Mortal Engines. This is
Brutal Legend.
Brutal Legend, that was it. This is a Hugo Weaving film. I kind of like Hugo Weaving's films, so it might be one to watch. This is to do with a giant predator city on wheels coming to look for an outlaw. They've got to defend a rebellion. I don't know, it's one of these films that seems to be coming out a lot, like these sort of post-apocalyptic style settings.
World.
Yeah, alternate universe style. But to be fair, they're big money at the moment, and they would be because.
But then 5 years ago, it was zombies.
Yeah,
everything was zombies.
Everything gets its time, don't it?
Yeah.
Then of course we've got the next, or could be potentially the last instalment of the DC universe.
They've got one more already.
Yeah, but I mean that's if the cast don't pull out before production starts. You know what I mean?
I'll see. I'll pull it up and have a look while you have a.
So then we've got Aquaman. I mean, to be fair, Aquaman for me should be the only one out of the DC universe that should work as a film because Jason Momoa's Aquaman has a lot of comedy element to him, which, you know, I think that kind of works. But I think that obviously the DC universe, because they were trying to compete with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, were trying to think that obviously the only way to get through to people is to make jokes all the time, and that's why Suicide Squad was pulled. Added jokes to and then put back out, and it's like, yeah, now it's shit. And then of course they did this. They tried to do the same with the Justice League film. There was just cheap laughs in there for the sake of cheap laughs, and yeah, while some of them are funny, and you know, the Flash was the funniest character. It kind of ruins the DC universe because DC is supposed to be a bit more dark, mysterious, morbid, almost.
Yeah.
You know, even if you look at the style of comic, you know, you've got Marvel's comics, which are very bright, vibrant colours. You know, it looks appealing, if you like. And then you've got the DC universe, which tends to be darker colours. Everything seems dark. Even Superman's colours aren't, you know, as bright and vibrant as they would be if he was to team up with Spider-Man in a Marvel comic. He would be almost vibrant blue, whereas in the DC universe, it's a darker tinge to it, and that's because they're supposed to be dark comics.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And it just kind of, I get getting a few laughs in there, maybe, you know, because you have to lighten the mood somewhere.
Yeah.
But there's a way of doing it that would make it seem less cheap.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I kind of think that this one will work.
Yeah,
because the cheap laughs will come right because of Jason Momoa.
Yeah, I agree. He's a good actor. I mean, he's one of the few guys who, you know, since Arnold Schwarzenegger's days where you can make your own bodyguards look tiny. But, yeah, Aquaman's going to be an interesting one. I'm curious of how true to Aquaman they'll be. It seems they're going to be quite true, especially if the Justice League film was anything to go off, because Aquaman was strong, he was fast, he's not just a guy that can talk to fish.
And he's half and half as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, it looks very much like this is going to be the film where he actually steps up and starts to try and rule Atlantis.
Yeah.
But obviously, the problem with the DC universe at the moment is they've not got a Batman.
Yeah, they don't have a Batman.
They've not got a Superman.
They do have a Superman. Henry Cavill. He came out months ago and said it's all bullshit, guys. I'm not leaving. What basically happened is his agent had been told by another one of her big clients that he's not doing another film.
Right.
And then when she was talking to these reporters about Cavill and Superman, she just fell over her words.
Right.
But literally, the second he heard about it, he just went on Twitter and was like, guys, I'm not going anywhere. Just because I've done another film means fuck all.
I mean, to be fair, I'm a little bit upset Ben Affleck didn't have the sticking power to do another film.
He wasn't a bad Batman.
Because you got to remember, everyone is thinking of the Batmans of. I mean, obviously you're not gonna beat like the Michael Keaton Batman or what's the other one? The Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
Even the Nolan generation with Bale was a decent Batman. Yeah. I mean, we're not going to include George Clooney because let's be fair, that was a fucking train
wreck. Not George's fault.
Not George's fault, but it was a train wreck of a film.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
It is. Yeah.
It's one of these things. I don't think the DC universe is going to be strong enough, to be fair.
No.
I think they've got some really good TV series.
Yeah.
Some really good TV series.
You know what I've been starting to watch recently? Titans.
Yeah.
And know what? As much as everyone slated the fact Beast Boy ain't green, fucking...
But they changed things for TV.
Raven looked like a 12-year-old girl, and Starfire is black.
Yeah.
You know what? There's a lot wrong with it. But
there's a lot
I like it.
Yeah, but
so I'm just going to go through this real quick. DC films confirmed that are coming out. 100% this one will come out because it's in post-production. Shazam. So that means
Shazam. I'm kind of looking forward to because
it's a bit.
Shazam is for me DC's attempt at really appealing to children.
Yeah,
because.
What's that? It looks like he's sticking his arm up a kid's arse and having a play.
The reason I say that is because it is a kid.
Yeah.
Who becomes the superhero.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I know the kids love the Batman, the Superman, whatever else.
But this was a
different attempt.
We've also got. So I'll try and reel off the list a bit quicker now. So then we've got Birds of Prey, parentheses, and the Fabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn.
Yes. So, the Harley Quinn film I'm looking forward to because it's about time that they did some of the other villains that
well, there's more that might be coming, so just hang fire. There's also Cyborg, another Wonder Woman, Green Lantern Corps, The Flash, and The Batman. And then these are ones where people have said, maybe on Twitter, maybe in an interview. So we've got a Lobo film, a Justice League Dark film, a Justice League 2, obviously, a Man of Steel sequel, a Booster Gold Blue Beetle film,
right,
a Suicide Squad 2 film, a Gotham Sirens film, a Deadshot film, a Nightwing film, a Black Adam film, a Batgirl film, a Harlequin and Joker film, a Deathstroke film, a New Gods film, a Joker film, and a Supergirl film. So there, that quick list there is ones where this has been said, but
nothing's been confirmed.
The only one appears to be the Lobo film has been given the green light, but it's got a low budget.
Yeah.
Snyder said 100% there will be a Justice League 2, but there's no immediate plans for it. Good. A lot of these are basically person X, Y, or Z has been hired to write the script. Oh, except for one, which was... Hold on, it just said that. Oh, the Black Adam film is... Yeah, the Black Adam film, the pre-production principal photography is due to start next year.
Yeah, was The Rock in it?
Yeah, so I don't... But yeah, so that's your... Does DC have a lot planned, but compared to Marvel, bollock all on paper.
Yeah, I mean, DC, for me, the next big thing that's going to come out from DC, other than this Aquaman thing, of course, is going to be the Netflix series based on Robin.
Right.
And Batman's not in it.
Yeah.
But there is a fully fledged, fully armed Robin ready to go. I don't know if they're trying to do it as if Robin is going to become, like they're showing you, obviously Robin was a hero in his own right, which he is.
Yeah.
But but I don't know if they're like leading you to like maybe by the end of Netflix's plan, he will become Nightwing.
Possibly.
Which should be fine because it would stick to comic book canon, but I don't know how they're going to do that. But it does look relatively interesting. So yeah. Then on the same day, which means that you're going to basically on the 21st of December.
If you're a big film buff,
you want to get up at about 8 o'clock at latest. You want to get yourself to a cinema for about 9, so that way then at 10 o'clock when the first film's on, you've got time.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be watching Aquaman, then you're going to be coming out, maybe having something to eat, and then you're going to go back into the cinema to watch Bumblebee.
Yeah. Which is basically the film of Bumblebee is going to be someone finds Bumblebee in a junkyard.
Well, this is basically the prequel to the first Transformers film. Yeah. Because they told you Bumblebee arrived on Earth many years ago, but was unable to communicate back due to the fact that his communicator and voice box was broken. And this is the story back in the 80s when he landed and he meets a girl who drives him around as a Beetle rather than a Camaro. I think it'll be alright, to be fair. I think, for me personally, the Transformers films started off relatively alright. And then all the way down to like the lower bottomness of shit films they went. And I think Bumblebee, not being a Transformers arc film, because it's a prequel, will be okay.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of looking forward to it.
And then you're going to want to come out of that.
Go for a drink and a piss. Maybe another something to eat. And then you're going to go and watch Mary Poppins Returns because you're going to be a big kid again.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to this one.
I am as well. I've seen the trailers. It looks like they're going to do the original Mary Poppins film a good justice.
Yeah.
Which is good. Because the problem is when you get to these sorts of films where... Because this isn't a remake. This is a continuation. This is a sequel.
This is Mary Poppins has not aged a fucking day, but the world has kept spinning.
And this is obviously focused on Michael and the Banks children again.
Yeah.
Basically, Michael and I can't remember what his sister's name was called.
Basically, they've got.
They've now grown up. Michael's had children, but his wife has died, so his sister's moved in with him. Hence the fact why they're now together.
Not together in that way, you dirty bastards.
But together as in they're living in the same house because she's helping him. Well,
they're
with the
living back in what appears to be the Banks house.
The Banks house. And Mary Poppins has come again, and she says, "Oh, I'm once again here to look after the Banks children."
And the two little kids say, "Us." Yes, you as well.
Yes, you as well. She's not there for the young Banks children. She's there for the older Banks children
because they've basically forgotten how to be kids.
Yeah.
And enjoy life. They become their parents, too concerned with the world.
Yeah. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. Emily Blunt looks amazing in this film.
She really, I think she's going to do a lot of justice.
So I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I can't wait. Just to be a kid again.
They also have Dick Van Dyke back
as the old banker.
The drunk. No. It's the uncle who wouldn't stop laughing and was dancing.
Oh, is it? Oh, is that who they're doing?
That's who he's doing. You know, the uncle who wouldn't.
Because when I first saw it, it looked like he was going to become the old banker.
No, I think he's the bloke who was laughing, Uncle Albert, and was laughing around the ceiling.
We'll sneak and have a look.
Let's have a.
Because it looked like they dressed him up as the banker to me.
Dick Van Dyke,
Mr. Dawes Jr.
Oh, so it is the banker. My apologies.
So the guy that in the original, not the old banker,
the one who was
his younger, that is him. So he's now
the
old
boss of the dad in the first one. Yeah.
Yeah, the younger banker though, that was the boss, which was Dawes Jr., not Mr. Dawes, who was the older man.
Who's playing Dick Van Dyke's character?
Balloon Lady, Michael Banks, Mr. Dawes, Jack. I don't know.
I can't remember his name now in the original. Can you?
No.
Click on Dick Van Dyke a minute, because that'll be one of the first films that comes up. His original. Yeah, right, now click on the Mary
Burt,
right, so now we need to find
and he played Mr. Dawes Sr. in the first film, so it makes sense that he's now going to play the younger Mr. Dawes.
Right, so he played Burt.
There is no Burt.
But I swear I've seen a Burt in the trailer.
There possibly is a guy who looks like a Burt. Sounds like a Burt.
Oh, there we go. Go down. I just saw as Burn. Yeah, banked up. So Burn as Burn. What?
No.
Oh no! Oh no! I
you
see. What...
dickhead.
No, it's alright. I read it.
And it's
wrong.
Burn Coloco.
I read that as Bert. That second Burn.
I don't think there is a Bert.
Has Bert gone the way of?
But what they could be doing is
hiding someone away.
well, the easiest thing to do is go back, have a look at the photo.
Yeah, look, that looks like.
Yeah, so that's what the dude's face looks like. Now we need to match his face.
Is it Colin?
No. Well, it could be. No.
No, that ain't him.
Is it Lin-Manuel Miranda?
Jack. Is it that Jack?
It's Jack, yeah. So, yes, it's definitely
it's Jack. It's
Lin-Manuel.
Right,
yeah.
so we've got a Jack.
So we now have a Jack. So he's another chimney sweep that no doubt Mary Poppins knows, because Mary Poppins is supposed to know everybody.
Yeah. Right, anyway, so now but yeah, you're going to watch all three of those on that one day.
Yeah.
This film will be released
28th, so after Christmas.
Probably after our next podcast, to be honest.
Yeah.
But because that one will cover January, we'll mention that one in this one.
Holmes and Watson. Now this is Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly re-teaming up to do a comedy film.
You know, every time I hear John C. Reilly, I always think people are going to say John Cena.
And his name is John Cena!
Unfortunately for me, I really like Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson, and I think that when done really well, it will be done really well. But the problem is
this
that
is a comedy.
This is the second American remake of a British institution, and it will be shit. The Robert Downey Jr. ones, which everyone seems to think are brilliant, are shit because they're Americanized. Sherlock Holmes wasn't American.
No.
So to me, it just really pisses me off when they do this. I'm sure that people will love it because Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly have always had a really good on-screen chemistry.
Yeah.
But it won't be one. It'll be one I probably watch, but it'll be one I watch with gritty teeth, going, "This is shit. It's fucking shit. It's fucking shit," and it will predetermine what I think of the
So if
film.
this film, to get a good on your radar, this film needs to actually be exceptional.
This film needs to be something that I know it won't be because of the one word there.
Comedy.
That will ruin it.
Yeah.
Because, yes, I know that Sherlock, the BBC world phenomenon,
Yeah. Has
comedic elements in there.
But it's not a comedy.
But it's not a comedy.
Yeah.
And that's the point.
That's how also I think Marvel have won on that comedy.
Yeah, because they're not classed as comedy films because they're not.
But they have comedic elements.
Yeah, they have the elements of comedy that make it flow really well.
And the
final film of December that's coming out on this list is Stan and Ollie. Now, if you don't know, just by me saying Stan and Ollie, who I'm talking about, please go back to old black and white TV and educate yourselves on what real comedy is. This is a film, a biopic type comedy drama based on Laurel and Hardy.
And now, if you don't know who they are, leave. Get out.
Now, Laurel and Hardy are a British institution of slapstick humour.
They were they bought you. If you like any modern comedian, I guarantee if you so you know this person. Oh, I grew up watching this person. If you go back, they'll eventually somewhere along the line they'll say, I was influenced by these two.
Yeah, I mean, the cast looks fantastic.
Yeah,
you've got John C. Reilly playing Ollie. Now, if you have a look at what Oliver Hardy actually looked like, and then look at John C. Reilly's Ollie, they've done amazing. They've done really, really well. And then you've got Steve Coogan, who hasn't really done a film for a few years. He's coming in to play.
Was Steve Coogan the one who always did shit with that one who's dead now? The old white bloke. Steve Martin. No, not Steve Martin.
Steve Martin's not dead.
The other one. The other old white guy. Leslie Nielsen.
No.
Okay.
Steve Coogan is Alan Partridge.
Oh,
he does
right.
the Alan Partridge
right,
stuff.
right.
Yeah, he's playing Stan Laurel. And the film is, they're already getting together or already together, but this is about they're trying to reattempt to get the highs of their film career by doing a theatre tour
in post-war Britain.
and you see that obviously the Oliver Hardy in the film and in real life has a heart attack, and then he's told not to carry on, but he carries on anyway, because why wouldn't he? It's his life, you know. But I think it'll be a really good film. I'm looking forward to it coming out because of the fact that the acting looks really good in it. The trailers seem to make the film really good. Excuse me, I yawn. It looks like it should be a good film. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. But that is movies, and my God, we've rambled for half an hour on just movies.
Well, actually, we've rambled for about 20 minutes.
Have we?
Or 24 minutes. That's not too bad.
Right, so
we've got games. Now, there's not a lot of major games coming out, so it's not going to be too
It's not going to be too bad, actually. So
right, so we'll start off from the start of December, and the main game that's coming out at the start of December is
Just Cause
4. Now, Just Cause 4 should be an amazing game. I've looked at some of the trailers for it already. They're doing it darker style this time. It's focused on the death of your father, which you've been waiting to hear about since Just Cause. How did it all happen? I'm looking forward to it. I like the Just Cause games. You can't beat a bit of destruction.
no.
That's what the games basically
And
are.
it is just more Just Cause, which is what people want.
Which is what people want. For me, I think Just Cause has that scream of. Do you remember Mercenaries?
Yeah.
Where you go around, you're trying to stop a war zone by creating a war zone.
Yeah.
And that's what Just Cause is, and I like that style of game.
Yeah.
Then you've got Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice being
Which
released for console.
Yeah, it's been out on PC. Can I have the ashtray? It's a really good game, guys. It's on the channel now. After this, go watch it if you want. I've done the whole series. It's a really good game. Really interesting mechanics in it. It's found what a lot of games have missed, and it's found that middle ground between it being, with its combat, between it being Dark Souls
Yeah.
and Super Paper Mario Sunshine.
Yeah.
It's found that middle ground between too easy and I am going to smash my PC with a sledgehammer hard. It's found that middle ground. You die a couple of times. I died a few times. But
I mean, the game's got awards to its name. That's how good this game is.
But the combat isn't what you want it for. You want it for the story.
We also
It's fairly linear, but it's worth it.
We also touched upon the little fact last month that in December there is the PlayStation Classic being released with 20 built-in PlayStation 1 games. So I'm just going to give that another mention.
Yeah, it is there. It can be.
Only because I'm really tempted to buy one. But the only thing that stops me is knowing that I have Dolphin and that pretty much all PS1 games now are basically abandonware, and therefore I can just get them and play them on Dolphin. But at the same time, I'm like, I want the console because it just looks diddy and cute, and like I kind of really want one, but I don't want to pay 90 quid for one.
So you might wait.
Might wait a bit. Might wait a little bit. January sales time, maybe.
Yeah.
Then we carry on. Let's see.
The next big one really is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Yeah.
It's the latest in the Super Smash Bros. Game. You've probably heard this 1,000 times. It's got basically every character on it. It's got a huge roster. Characters
in this one that people are pissed off about because they really want to see. Is it Wario?
Yeah.
I think it's Wario. Everyone's been desperately waiting for Wario to be a part of these games, and he never has been. And then they've given the plant. They've given a plant from Mario the chance to be in the game. There's also a random Pokemon from like the latest generation in there, which makes no sense because why? I get the Super Smash Bros. Have always had this thing where they like to take random characters from things and smack them into a fighting game. Yeah. But If the fans are screaming at you, give us Wario, and have been for the last 5 years, guess what you do, Nintendo? You fucking give them Wario. Even if it's just a shitty add-on on a DLC.
Even if you just reskin Luigi, for Christ's sake.
Because that's all it needs to be.
Sorry, not Luigi, Mario.
Well, actually, no, I would reskin Luigi because Wario doesn't have Mario's big nose.
Nah.
So much.
But either way, reskin.
Yeah.
It doesn't take long, guys. It really doesn't.
You've also got a game called Jagged Allegiance.
Alliance.
Allegiance. What?
Alliance?
Whatever. An alliance is an allegiance, so fuck you.
Jagged Alliance Rage.
Rage. This is a THQ Nordic game. It's coming out the 6th of December. I've not really seen a lot about it, but it screams the old style RPGs. You were saying it's got like that sort of XCOM look to it. I would say it also looks a little bit like maybe like the old Fallouts.
Yeah. Yeah, I could rock that. And for those of you who think Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3 are old Vegas,
I'm on
then
about
you're wrong.
Fallout, the original top-down looking game. It is it's not top-down like bird's eye view. It's more like that new camera angle they do to make it look 3D.
Yeah, it's the XCOM camera.
It's the XCOM camera of the sort of top-down, angled down view.
The 45-degree angle.
It looked quite good graphically. It's coming out on all three as well. So it's coming out on PlayStation, Xbox and the PC, which means that the Switch version will come out in about a month's time. Because Switch are basically getting everything. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because the Switch is a very good console.
Yeah, I mean, it's made Nintendo abandon their handhelds because this is both.
Yeah, personally, I think Nintendo now are just going to build on the Switch.
They are. The next Pokemon game that's...
No, I mean, like, this will be it. We're not going to be getting the Nintendo whatever.
We're going to get the Switch 2 in about 5-10 years when technology has come on huge leaps.
And then we'll get... Yeah, it'll just be the Switch now. And I think that's the right direction, because Nintendo have always had this niche in the handheld games market that no one's been able to touch.
Yeah.
Because they've had the Game Boy and the Game Boy Advance, the DS,
the 3DS,
the 3DS. They've owned the handheld market since the early days of Tetris, and now what they've done is they've gone, right. Well, what we can do is we can take the performance that you get with the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say the Xbox One, although you can play what seemingly are a lot of Xbox One games on the Switch.
Yeah.
I'm going to say basically what it is. It's basically like a souped up handheld Xbox 360. And people are always going to love that.
Yeah.
And it's also the fact that for instance, I don't own a Switch. I'm really seriously thinking about getting a Switch. I don't own a Switch at the moment. But you could buy yourself a Joy-Con. Just buy a Joy-Con. And then your mate can be rocking a Switch. And then you can just connect.
Yeah.
And boom, now you're playing with your mates. And you could be doing this sat on a bus. You could be doing this...
What?
Sat in the middle of town, drinking a can of Coke.
What I like about the Switch is they've done something that almost seemed impossible. They've created a way that you and two mates can sit at home.
Or even four mates.
Hold on. And two mates can sit at home on your couch and play a Switch, and there's a line down your middle of the screen like old style.
Yeah.
But then, what you can also have is someone sat in the middle of town with a can of Coke on a bench with their Switch, playing Wii.
Yeah. They've created the ultimate in portable gaming. Everyone wanted, with a portable handheld console, the PSP was the closest to the Switch.
Yeah.
Okay. For the fact that you could get it out of the box, you could download games to it, you could put films on it, and you got a good quality screen. Yeah. What the Switch have done is gone, right, so you want a good quality screen, well, why aren't we talking about a 7-inch tablet?
Yeah.
You know?
They've taken a games tablet,
yeah, basically what they've done
is
they've basically allowed you to take tablet gaming properly with the ability to slide on a controller.
Which is what people always want with tablets.
Yeah. And it's taken away that sort of need for a gaming tablet.
Yeah.
Because now all you do is you buy a Switch and then you can basically play every game you want to on it. And that's the good thing. I really like the Switch. And to be fair, it was one of those things that I thought was going to work when it came out.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Switch is basically a rehash of the Wii U.
Yeah.
But the
It's
Wii
almost
U,
like the Wii U was like
well, the
their
Wii U flopped.
experiment.
Yeah, but the Wii U flopped.
It did, but it was like it was their testing the waters for the Switch.
But then you got to ask yourself, why did the Wii U flop? And the Wii U flopped because the Wii hadn't died yet.
yeah.
And the Wii still hasn't died. I own a Wii. I actually found myself the other month rebuying a Wii. I sold my Wii months and months and months ago. And then I thought to myself, do you know what? I really want to play Wii bowling. So I bought a Wii. 20 quid. Slapped it on. It's all hooked up. You know. And boom.
Yeah.
I want to play bowling.
The Wii
Bowl.
didn't die.
No,
with
the Wii won't. And the reason the Wii won't die is because graphically it's timeless, because they did a style of graphics that was almost cartoon-like.
Yeah.
So it'll age well. The gaming style of the Wii, where you are the controller, that was the original, dude.
Yeah,
You didn't get that with...
and that's why the Switch works, because they've done the same thing.
They've done the same thing again, but they've miniaturized it and added a screen, and they've done really well. And you know, the Wii and
They've
Nintendo
taken
console.
the one thing that the Wii U did well, which was the fact it was portable.
Yeah,
And they've merged it with the Wii.
yeah,
And
and
they've
made it
work.
better.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is why for me Nintendo will never die as a games company, because they are the niche market.
Yeah.
Everyone goes, right, well, you need an Xbox or a PlayStation. Yes, you do if you want to play your main top console
Yeah.
games. But if you want a family console that you can get games relatively cheap for, because I'm not being funny, Switch games are cheaper than normal games.
Yeah. For the
Um,
most part, yeah.
For the most part. Not always. But if you're talking that most of the time now, the average Switch game comes in at $39.99 and the average Xbox One game comes in at $49.99,
Yeah.
that's a £10 saving. And they do it with new games. Like, you can buy FIFA 19 for £50 on the Xbox, or you could buy it for £40 on fucking Switch.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, the Switch is one of those consoles, and they're also bringing out, because the Switch has backwards compatibility, which is the one thing that you've got to really love
Yeah.
Nintendo for. They go, backwards compatibility. What, you want backwards compatibility to the original Game Boy? You got it. And it's like, what? Like, can you imagine if PlayStation with the PlayStation 5 says, right, we are going to add backwards compatibility, and you will be able to literally pick up a PlayStation 1 disc, put it in your PlayStation 5 and play the game? Do you think they're going to do that? Hell no.
If they did, they would win. They
Yeah.
would trounce Xbox to
Obviously,
the moon and
you've got the fact that Xbox and PlayStation now think that the way that they do that is to do retro gaming, where they get the titles and you download. That's great, but there's a lot of people that still have their mountains of PlayStation 2 games and whatnot, and they'd love to just whack it in the PlayStation 4 or whatever, and they can't. But Nintendo go, right, well, you've got an old generation Game Boy. With
Pokemon Yellow.
With Pokemon Yellow. Tell you what, buy this cable, plug it in, and boom, now you've got the ability to turn your Game Boy Advance into the controller for your Wii, for your Switch, and then play the game as you would have done. Nintendo, because I think it's because they're Japanese, you know, and they're
clever little bastards.
They're a bit kooky. I'm not trying to say that all Japanese are kooky. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying is,
although I will issue you the word hentai.
Yeah. But I mean, then you can say, yeah, but Sony aren't that bad. But no, but Sony aren't that bad. But that's because although Sony is a Japanese
they've
company,
got a very Western.
they've got a very Western and Americanized sense of things. And Nintendo never lost that. And that's because Nintendo focus on Japanese staples such as Mario, Pokemon.
Yeah.
You know,
they go, what's big in Japan right now? Okay, let's bring it to a worldwide audience. Whereas Sony turn around and say, we're going to tell you.
Yeah.
What's
well, Sony.
big.
Yeah, but what makes me laugh about Sony is Sony will part develop a game, and then know that they have to change that game for every country they release it in. So they release GTA. Let's take like GTA. You play a GTA game in America or in Britain, and you get one version of the game. You go to Japan, that game is completely fucking different. And it's just ridiculousness, really. So yeah, like I say, you've even got the GameCube controllers coming out for the Switch, which is just little things that I think like that just show how much Nintendo think. Then you've got things like Cabela's Hunt, Bass Pro Shops, which
All
is
your
a
little
fishing
fun games.
little games that are coming out for the Switch.
And then we're into January.
And then we're into January, which should be the next episode. So, basically, December's a slow month for games, which I'm actually surprised by with it being Christmas. But at the same time...
But last month was quite
heavy. And obviously, you know, the game releases are going to be focusing now on 2019.
I think now there's not much point.
And the problem is the fact that we're...
trying to compete, because let's be honest, Just Cause 4 and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, they're going to outsell everyone pretty much.
There's also this issue that we've now hit the ceiling.
Yeah.
And, like, you've got Red Dead Redemption 2, which they've not confirmed for PC. It will come to PC. I know it will. I can feel it in my bones. But they're saying they've pushed the limits of these consoles. These consoles are almost like burning out trying to play these games constantly. Which means that we're heading for a new generation of console.
We're waiting for the PS5 and the Xbox 2.
Or the Xbox whatever. But that then smells trouble for PC gamers, because it means that the games that should be coming out for PC won't, because they'll go, what we'll do is we'll wait for the next console release.
Because the thing is, with a PC, you can literally pull out your old graphics card and put in a new one, and you're good to go.
You might have a little bit of throttling from CPU, but then after you've changed that, then you do a CPU change.
Yeah.
That's the thing, and that's kind of where, in a way, the Steam console should work better, because it is a gaming PC.
Yeah.
You can buy it at different...
died.
Yeah. It should have... Realistically, the Steam console should have just been released as Steam gaming PCs.
Yeah.
And they should have done it where you could change a few bits and whatnot, and done it like that. Basically like the Alienware brand, but done it as Steamware. But, you know, unfortunately that didn't happen. You've got Hello Neighbor Hide and Seek, which is coming out,
which looks like a DLC
for consoles.
And that's basically.
But other than that, December's a really shit month for gaming. So we're gonna move into Metro, and you might find that things are gonna speed up now a little bit, and that's because in about 20 minutes I've got to run to the other side of my village to pick my daughter up. So
then we've got to come back and
do another lot. So we're gonna start off on some really lovely heavy news here.
Yeah. Woman killed lover, put body in a blender, then served it with rice to workers.
Now, this is a Moroccan woman. I'd imagine she did it to in like a Moroccan chicken style. I like a bit of Moroccan chicken.
You'd eat that?
I wouldn't eat that though. Not knowingly. I'd eat anything. You put it in front of me and tell me it's nice food, I'm probably going to try it and eat it. If I agree it's nice food, I will finish the plate, whether it's human meat or not. I don't know what the meat is. If I was to give you a sandwich and you ate that sandwich, and then I said to you, what do you think of that sandwich? And you said, it's alright, that was a really nice sandwich, you know. And I said to you, well, what you've just eaten is a dog. You go, tasted alright.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean?
Got an argument.
It's only because the stigma around it makes you go, yeah.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we are still animals. That's hence the reason why lions and tigers will attack you and eat you, because you're meat.
Yeah. But so she killed her husband, chopped him up. And
she served the body. She served the body to Pakistani workers in the United Arab Emirates. I don't know why that's relevant. Why they've had to include the Pakistani workers, unless she specifically fed it to only Pakistani workers.
Well, either way, basically his brother went looking for him and found his tooth in her blender.
Yeah, that's the only reason that they found him, because there was no trace of his body. Because obviously she'd cooked it in the traditional Rite and Mishtish known as makbuz. Which is funny because it's almost like macho. Basically, this has happened before.
Yeah.
Women seem to think they can just kill their husbands, chop them up and feed them to the neighbours. I mean, I'm assuming that she was murdered 3 months ago.
That's what they reckon.
The trial hasn't taken place yet because they're still doing a full investigation. Of course, unfortunately, she could argue the toss here, saying, right, so you found a tooth in the blender, what's to say you didn't hit his head?
She told police she killed him, so she's admitted it. It was a moment of insanity.
I mean, the thing is she could have potentially said, Well, what's to say me and him didn't have a fight? I clocked him in the face, he lost the tooth, landed in the blender, and he fucked off.
She could, but she's admitted it.
I know she's admitted it, but she could have
could
potentially
have
tried to have got away with it, you know.
But yeah, don't kill your partners and stick them in blenders, guys. It's not a smart
And if you
move.
do, don't feed it to the neighbours. Like, dispose of that human waste like any good natural serial killer. Put it in bags and chuck it in the river.
This one's interesting. It's showing how bad the world's getting.
It is and it isn't. Now, I mean, I don't understand why they asked the passengers for this, unless, of course, the airline was going bust.
Yeah. Passengers asked to chip in to pay for plane repairs so they can get home.
So basically, on this plane in Beijing, the hydraulic system and it broken, needed a new pump, and they needed money to do it.
Basically, the airport wouldn't accept a bank transfer from the airline and cash was needed.
Basically, they needed what looks to be about 200, 300 quid. They did a whip round, and basically these people paid £280 of their own money. Then had to wait for 10 hours.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, this was a Polish plane as well, Polish Airlines. They had to then wait 10 hours so that then the plane could head off to Warsaw. No. For me, if I was on that plane, I'd go, look, mate, at the end of the day, I've just paid probably what was about £200 a ticket. Right, you've had your money.
Yeah.
If the plane's broken, get it fixed. Get the airline to fix. The airline should have fixed it. It
sounds to me like the airline were going to do a bank transfer to the airport, but the airport said fuck off. Reading that, there was an issue with the hydraulic. Beijing
the staff at airport would not accept bank transfer, insisting on cash only.
No, not in this day and age.
No, I mean, not only that, but okay, so the company can't bank transfer to the airport to get the part. Okay, why can't they bank transfer to the pilots
or a cabin crew member? And nip them
just
to
contact. Well, I would say contact the captain because it's his plane. Contact him. Go, right, sir. The airport are saying that they won't take bank transfer because they're being arseholes.
So we're going to
transfer you the money. You need to go to a cash point, withdraw said money, and then pay them.
Yeah,
that's simple. Not go round the. Because I'm not being funny, but they obviously knew that the patients, not the
patients,
the passengers were going to pay because they want to go home. But I think it's really wrong to ask the passengers to fix the plane.
What?
Because you'd be pissed off if you get on a boat, and then you're in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, and the captain goes, "Could everybody please make their way down to the bottom of the hull, because there's a hole, and we need you all to lie across it and fix it."
Grab a bucket.
You're gonna go, "Fuck off, mate," you know. Yeah. But at the same time, you're going to go, well, I don't want the ship to sink while I'm in the middle of the Atlantic.
So one of the passengers said, I can't believe that transactions take place in cash.
To me, it all smells a bit dodgy, because why would they take cash? Because they'd want a paper trail.
Yeah.
You would have thought they'd want a paper trail for where the money came from, how it was paid, how much tax was paid in said country, you know, so they can write it off and get more money back. You know, it seems very suspicious to me that this airline needed cash.
Oh, apparently the worker who asked will face disciplinary actions. So it was one of the crew that obviously asked the passengers then.
Mr. Kubicki,
who I'm guessing owns the airline. Airline spokesperson.
Yeah.
I know that you encountered an unusual situation today. I'd like to apologise. Believe it or not, there was a situation with a warehouse employee who refused all methods of payment other than cash, which led to the confusion. So what it sounds like is one employee wanted the cash. Probably took that cash.
Or potentially didn't know how to use card machines, bank transfers, whatever else.
Yeah, it's weird. That guy needs to... He's under investigation and he'll probably get the sack.
He'll get fucked. He'll get fucked in the bum tickler.
Daughter's secret Facebook party got out of hand, leaving family home in ruins.
So this happens, right? Do not ever post a fucking party on Facebook on public settings.
No, hell no.
Friends only. Send it to the friends you want to invite. Do not do open invitations because this shit will happen and it will always happen.
Basically, she had a party, over 100 people turned up, and shit went
No,
wrong.
over 100 gate crashes
Yeah.
turned up, let alone anyone else.
So, yeah, in Gateshead, in
Lincoln.
Lincoln. But yeah, basically, cops were called when chaos spilled onto the streets, and very easily shit went downhill.
Officers were pelted with bottles and the street was left covered with glass. I mean, this is ridiculousness, to be fair.
I had to hire a skip to clear... Just go up a little bit. Yeah, I had to hire a skip to clear it out.
The whole street was full of teenagers. The police came and kids were throwing bottles at them, but within 10 minutes the police had corralled them.
She's glad she owns the house, because otherwise she'd have been thrown out by now. Yeah, she would have been.
I must say, we didn't feel threatened. It was just one of those surreal things to happen. Well, this is why you do not post parties on Facebook on public.
Don't do it, guys.
Because there is always going to be a few people out there that then take that situation like, well, we don't know them, but we'll troll them. Fuck it. Okay.
The police weren't happy either.
No, well, the police are never going to be happy, especially if they're going to get pelted. And speaking about police and mobile phone situations like that, because obviously there was a lot of mobile phone pictures. There's been an outcry by police recently. I'm just gonna second it because I agree. Stop filming people getting attacked.
Yeah.
Stop filming the police was attacked the other day. A policeman was having the shit kicked out of him. Someone took their phone out and just stood and watched. Like, intervene.
Call the police.
Call the
if
police.
If you don't want to intervene as a person, fair enough, but call the police and say, I'm here,
Get
there's a
help.
copper being attacked.
Get help. Don't just stand there filming it and then post it to Facebook for likes. It's really pissing me off.
Yeah, I agree.
Stop
being a cunt.
Mum of 3 lifelike dolls says she argues with parents, real parents,
with real kids,
over prom spaces. Fuck off, love. Fuck off.
Holly Smith of 23 was left devastated when she miscarried.
I mean, you can see why they've not actually had kids, can't
Yeah.
you? I mean, what a fucking pair.
He looks like he's anorexic. She looked, well...
The reason he's so thin is because she eats all the pies. But
anyway,
that's really bad. We shouldn't be so nasty.
We shouldn't, but even so. She can't have kids, basically.
Yeah.
And she's bought dolls to be a kid.
She's bought
Fair enough.
She's bought reborn dolls. The reborn doll industry is a massive, massive industry. It's
Fair
worth
enough. If she can't
millions.
have kids, she can have these dolls. That's absolutely
But
fine.
I mean, she's spent. They've spent about
$1,500.
Yeah. Now that's about average price for a proper, professionally done reborn doll. That is about the right sort of money. But you can't then say that they're real babies and then argue for pram spaces.
The dolls are so realistic. A bus driver once stuck up for her when another mum tried to get out the pram space, believing her to have a genuine sleeping baby.
Yeah, you do not have a genuine baby. You are not above anyone with a baby. I'm sorry. Get a fucking grip. This is the sort of self-entitlement that pisses me off. Like I say, sorry guys, we are rushing through this a bit because I'm running out of time.
She needs a slap. She's wrong.
Yeah, it's just, I just wanted to highlight there that yes, you can have baby dolls. Yes, I understand that baby dolls are really, really good medical tools. I mean, you give a baby doll to a dementia sufferer, and you can see in a whole different side of that dementia sufferer's personality. It's amazing.
But moving on to the last story and wrapping up today's episode. Today's last episode.
This for me is the story of when you're told not to do something by a government that say to you, if you go here, you will die. Don't fucking do it.
Christian missionary slaughtered by protected tribe after trespassing on their island to preach. Basically, you know that island.
There's an island of
North Sentinel Island.
Yeah. There's an island of people just off the coast of India that are basically, you know that there's tribes people in the Amazon rainforest and in Papua New Guinea.
Yeah.
Well, those people have met Western culture and choose generally not to get involved in it.
These people start throwing spears.
These people don't even want to meet Western culture, or in which case Eastern culture there, because India is now obviously a very developed country.
North Sentinel Island are just
But
full of...
these people don't want to hear it at all. You get anywhere near them with a helicopter and you have 100 arrows being fired at you.
Arrows, spears, rocks, the lot.
Um,
Basically, this Christian missionary
Missionary, yeah.
went there and they tried to say, become Christian,
Yeah, he
and
basically-
dead.
He said he felt the undying need. Well, it turned out to be a dying need. To basically go to this island and preach to them about the good word of God, if it is a good word.
The fishermen who took him there have been charged with murder.
As they should be, because the fishermen know that the waters are illegal to go into. They should actually realistically be done not just for murder but for trespass.
Yeah.
Because it is international treaty, I believe, not just the Indian government have said no, but ever since the Indian government did say no, I'm pretty sure the UN said no as well. And to leave these indigenous humans to live out their existence, at the end of the day, they're not civilized, they're not cultured, not in our.
No.
They're obviously cultured, otherwise they wouldn't be surviving to this day.
Yeah.
But to me, leave them alone.
Basically, this missionary got on the fishing boat, took a dinghy to the island, and he got pelted with arrows, kept going, and then they dragged him off. The fisherman fucked off, came back next morning and found his body on the seashore.
You see, now that's another thing, because I don't believe this tribe to be cannibal. I don't think they are, which is it's actually quite surprising for an indigenous tribe, because it's very common for indigenous peoples to be cannibal.
Yeah.
But I actually, obviously, we don't know anything about these people.
No.
You know, the only real film footage is from the early 90s. I'm sure there's some more recent, but most of it is, you know, old film footage, because no one goes there because these people are so aggressive.
Yeah. Everything we know about them is from what we've seen on their beach. Because we've
Basically-
not got any further.
No, I mean, basically, if we was to be able to get these people to attempt to try and listen to us, I think what you would need is to basically be Superman.
Yeah.
So that then when they're firing arrows at you, you can just deflect them.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, so one less idiot in the world, but the fisherman should be prosecuted for taking him there in the first place.
But yeah, I mean, I just think it's a real shame that these people, that people think that they can just
Interfere with these
interfere
people who
with
want to
people
be left
who just
alone.
want to be left alone, yeah. Right, guys.
So yeah,
That was
November's
bearded opinion. We will
We'll see you next month.
we'll see you next month for the after Christmas end of year
Yeah,
special.
roundup. Good night from me.
And see you later from me.
Bye.